Hey y'all, it's Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. Look, I know it's been a while. There's been a lot going on over here in my personal life as it pertains to my father and his health and, quite honestly, my own health. But I'm back. I'm back with some more love and marriage Huntsville drama. And y'all, ooh, I know that while I was away, there was a whole lot going on. A whole lot going on with the castmates, a whole lot going on the show, a whole lot going on in these internet streets, and right here on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Well, be that as it may, I am caught up on everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. So much has gone on. But I'm not going to elaborate on any of that here or today or probably ever. I'm just so glad that, I took a step back when I did take a step back because it was really important to protect my energy during that time to work through the things that, needed to be worked through. So anyway, I'm back and I did watch the reunion on Saturday. And yeah, I have something to say about all of that. Okay, so y'all, I'm going to run my disclaimer. Hang tight and I will be back with my commentary. Now, go ahead, hit that like button if you haven't. Don't forget, do what you're supposed to do, right? You don't have to subscribe to the channel, but you can always hit the like button just because, it's polite and you're here. And of course, it will help me push my information out into the algorithms, and I would appreciate that. Also, y'all, keep in mind when I do come back with my commentary, now the views I express, it's just my way of seeing things, my thoughts, my opinions. Everything's alleged. Doesn't mean that it's right. Doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean that it's not. So y'all hang tight and I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so let me go ahead and get into this reunion. For me, I feel overall, so far the reunion was good. I did enjoy it for the most part, aside from some of the fashions. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything about the fashions. If they felt good going on stage, the way they went, some of them, then good on them. Who am I to say anything about how they looked? Anyway, yeah. Anyway, y'all, like I said, I did enjoy the reunion. This first part for the most part. So let me break down my overall opinions of what happened on stage. And I'm going to start with Kimmy and Maurice. I'm going to start with them. To me, they seem to be upset because people are calling them out for telling their truths. Kimmy dealing with the whole lack of libido and Maurice's overall attitude towards it. But in my opinion, they missed the big picture. They missed the point. Yes, we want the truth. Sometimes you get dragged for sharing that truth. That goes along with the territory. That goes along with reality TV. Some people are going to like you. Some people aren't. And even people who like you or are vying for you generally, sometimes they might not agree with some of your truth, or they may just have an opinion about some of your truth. Again, that goes along with the territory. However, they sort of kind of implied that, I like telling the truth. We got drugged for it and y'all didn't seem to like that. And so, they kind of implied that they might not be telling the truth going forward. I don't know. I have to go back and just really, really listen to it. But that's what I got out of it. And I did listen to it twice. It's like, are you saying you're going forward, you might not tell the truth? You just get what you get. Because if you don't tell the truth, you're going to get dragged even more because people know when it's fake. So you're going to get dragged even more and people will call you out. and ask for you to be removed from the show, which is actually happening right now, as a matter of fact, because you're only giving bits and pieces of your truth and not letting us all the way in. So either way, it's just a roll of the dice. Just give us the truth, because if you don't, you're certainly going to get ripped apart. But the point that they're missing is they weren't being dragged for sharing their truth. However, they were being dragged because it is the truth. Yeah. It was Maurice's lack of care and compassion for what Kimmy was going through, expecting her to give in to him despite her struggles. It's not like he didn't know, because he did. She even admitted that, she tried explaining it to him. And we even saw in one of the scenes, that scene when they were on the bicycles, where she was explaining that, the medication made her feel a certain way. And he insinuated it was all in her mind. It was all mental. So for us, it's the fact that he has ears, that were tuned in, but his heart wasn't. The fact that he considered it noble for her to just turn over and take it, turn over and give it to him. That had folk dragging him. And it wasn't just women either. It was men alike, men and women alike. It was both. But anyway, enough of them. For me, I just feel like their storyline is lackluster anyway. And Kimmy is always going to vie for Maurice no matter what. I do feel like she missed an incredible opportunity to share more of her story. Like what it was like to have the doctor's visits, what it felt like the morning after, what it felt like immediately after getting the treatments, etc. They missed that opportunity. So anyway, enough of them. Moving on. Let's talk about Maurice and Tisha. Now, y'all, Maurice and Tisha, they did prepare for this reunion, just like the last one. In the last one, Tisha came with props. She had those puppets. She was the puppeteer. And that didn't work out so well. And so as soon as I saw them in those boxing robes, I knew they prepared. They prepared what they were going to say. They prepared how they were going to act. And that's why Letitia was wearing Maurice's balls, during this reunion. I mean, she always does, right? She beats it up at the reunion. She's always saying that, she's sick of everybody. She's not going to, and of course I'm paraphrasing, she's not going to take their ish anymore. She's sick of people dragging her. In my opinion, Letitia shows out at every reunion. So this wasn't anything different, although it was very entertaining. She does the thing, getting loud, clapping her hands, speaking over people. Y'all don't remember that at the last reunion? So again, I'm not surprised at all that she acted this way. But in my opinion, she was loud and wrong, as usual. The nerve to try and call Stormy out for owing folk. The nerve. It's just like the pot calling the kettle black. I mean, what about the lean on bedrock? Isn't that owing folk, Tisha? And also, in my opinion, Carlos kind of covered Tisha. I mean, he cut Stormy off when she was trying to answer Tisha's questions. He also made light of Tisha's responsibility with the copyright infringement. She hires someone who allegedly messed up. Okay, we get that. All right. But as the business owner, she should have apologized. That's my opinion, and that's the opinion of most of the people, most of the viewers, most of us who watch this show. She should have apologized. Her business acumen is indeed questionable, in my opinion. Marceau allegedly claimed that, they do steal ideas from other people. So that's also a testament to the fact that their business acumen is questionable. As a business owner and co-worker of Stormy, the best course of action, in my opinion, in this whole situation would have been to pick up the phone and call Stormy. Maybe even issue a public apology, since it was the public who called them out or called Tisha out in the first place. And actually, I don't care how Carlos tries to cover her. it is what it is. And we saw what we saw and we know what we know, both on screen and off. Get this, y'all. I feel like he's doing this, Carlos, doing this to help her save face with the majority of the viewers who have been actually calling for she and Marceau out for their fake storylines, their lackluster storylines. People have also called them out for shady business shenanigans, and they've called them out for their lack of integrity, just to put it in other words. Yeah, people have been calling for either them or the other Scotts, one of the Scotts, or maybe even both of the Scotts, to get pulled from the show. And Carlos said he wasn't pulling them. So he's sort of doing what I think he did for Martell. When he took Martell out all around Atlanta, doing all those interviews, trying to save face, with the people and things like that. I feel like Carlos is trying to do that here. We all believe that at one time, Carlos was trying to put Marceau and Tisha in the forefront as the it couple, but they just don't have the it factor. So yeah, I feel like he's still trying to save face with them for whatever odd reason. Yeah, that's how I feel about that. But I also feel like it's a failed attempt. It is what it is, and we see what we see. So whether he keeps them on the show or not, we'll see. I mean, so far we know they're going to be on the next season. I feel like it's safe to say that. Both Scotts, we're going to see more of them again next season. But the other thing about Tisha that really irked me in this particular first part of this reunion was when she, that throwing out the pill popping accusations. I felt like, Tisha, that was low down and dirty. It was a real low down and dirty blow. I believe that Stormy might have shared something in confidence with Tisha that perhaps, now again, this is just, what do we call it? This is just an assumption, right? It's just an allegation that she did share something with her that perhaps, she might be taking something to help cope with anxiety or even perhaps depression. And this, of course, like I said, would have been shared in confidence. And if that is the case, if that is true, it is so wrong for what Tisha did by throwing it out there on the stage like that. She made it seem like it's something else, by throwing it out there like that. So I feel like defamation possibly. I mean, I when she said it, I just turned over and looked at Stormy really quick. I turned my attention over to Stormy, and her eyes was like, "What?" Yeah. I'm sure we're going to hear more about this. But considering Tisha and Marceau and the way they were acting on that stage, when I think about Tisha and I think about Bessemer, I'm sure Bessemer and Wanda are really proud of the way she showed out on stage. You know what? They probably even helped put the battery in her back. But like Stormy said, she gave Tisha grace. But I think that's all about to change now. I think Tisha went a little too far on that reunion stage. I feel like she's actually given Stormy the green light to take her to court, in my opinion, if she wants to, over that whole plagiarism thing. Yeah. So in this situation, I'm Team Stormy, because it's the lack of accountability by Tisha in regards to the copyright issue that's got me leaning that way. Now, Stormy stated that no one knew any of the other castmates before the show started airing. Now, this is true. It's true. No one knew of any of them before the show started airing. Except people who are close to them, obviously. However, when it comes to Stormy, most people knew about her products before they even knew who she was. I knew about her products before I knew who she was. One of my daughters actually has Stormy's products. And everyone that I know that has her products, her hair care line, that's where it started with, that hair syrup or gel or whatever it is, because I never purchased it, the little thing in the bottle, tubey thing. Most people really like the product. And I hear a lot of people say that they actually like her body glaze. Now, I know she had some mishaps, I think, where something was off with a shipment or something like that. The formula might have been off or something like that. She got some complaints. I do think she also then went back and experienced a little bit of lag time in the delivery and things. But y'all, there are a lot of people who actually love Stormy's body glaze. But when it comes down to her making this comment about no one knew anybody else on the stage, before the show, she has to consider what is really real. And what is really real is the majority of the folk didn't even know her before she came on the stage, or before she came to the show. And then after that, they were able to connect a face with the brand. So in essence, no one knew about her either. Now, Marceau, when Tisha was going on back and forth on stage, he kind of leaned over to Courtney and he said that he didn't have anything to do with any of this. And then later backstage, he told Tisha that she needed to calm down. Yeah, I think the stove's too hot for Marceau. Marceau doesn't want his stuff coming out on this stage. Zen Garden, the house he tried to take back for non-payment of taxes, Bugs, Joy, and anything else that Stormy may know about him. Two of the dumbest things I heard Marceau say, and this is my opinion, is Stormy's culture. That's one. Like, he ain't ghetto himself. Come on now, Marceau. That the beef between Tisha and Stormy is Stormy's way of seeking attention? No, bro. It's because your wife refuses to take accountability for the whole copyright thing. That's what got Stormy all up in arms with Tisha, in my opinion. Yeah. But, every chance he gets, Marceau is injecting himself. And he really doesn't let Letitia speak for herself, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about Martell. Let's talk about Martell and Melody. Y'all, Martell is a whole case by itself. He's a whole case, okay? He loves to call Melody a liar when he's faced with the truth he doesn't like. Yeah. He's adamant that he's gotten her off before, and she got him all up in arms when she said that he didn't for the entire time they've been married. So I'm going to go with Melody on this. You didn't, bro. Point blank and period. Tons of women fake this, and tons of men are walking around thinking they're the stuff because they think they have it going on in this department. It's easy for a woman to fake it. I don't think it's so easy for men, but I know it's easy for women. Now, him talking about his curvature, whatever he said in regards to his thing, shows he has no idea what the G-spot is or how to find it. Just ignorant. That's what I say. That's how I feel. Period. Enough about Marceau. I'm sorry, Martell. But you know what? As a matter of fact, Marcel should talk to Maurice because, Maurice found out that Kimmy was faking it. All those times she just turned over and let him have it. And he was shooketh when he found out she was faking it. So, yeah, he can talk to Maurice about, how it's believable to think that your wife is really getting off when she isn't getting off at all, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Maurice. I'm sorry, Martell. Talk to your boy Maurice about it. Now, of course, Tisha and Kiki, they get into it in the reunion. We all know that was going to happen. Tisha demands that it's never been proven that Marceau is cheated. And she then puts Kiki on blast, y'all, stating that Kiki and her husband have both cheated. And she even went on to say that when Kiki first met her husband, when they first got together, she actually paid someone else to go out with him. Again, I feel like, okay, whew, that was a lot. And I was shocked. And everyone else on the stage was shocked. And of course, Maurice, he acted like a little schoolboy, all falling back in the chair. I just can't wait for his skeletons to fall out the closet. I mean, we know he's got some in there. But y'all, yikes. I can't wait to hear what Kiki's rebuttal is going to be. And I think we're going to hear that on this coming Saturday. Yeah, these ladies, they have some deep wounds, y'all. Deep. They need a lot of healing. But let me just say this, though. Just because no one has come forward concerning Marceau, it doesn't make the accusation false. Maybe the woman or women, maybe they just don't or doesn't want to be known for this for some reason. It could be a secret that they're planning on taking to their grave, where countless secrets lie. And the second thing that I noticed when Tisha was throwing these accusations out about Kiki is that she didn't flinch, faint, or fuss at Tisha's allegations. She sort of just sat there and looked like, oh, well. Now, and if I recall, in earlier lives, Kiki did say that there was some, infidelity in her marriage. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that she was honest in saying that, it was on both their parts. So anyway, we will see what happens this Saturday on the next episode, part 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion. Y'all, it's a wrap for me for right now. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then.
How you like that?